welcome to Shark Pond. So excited to have the Meridian Rotary Club with us as our hosts and our sponsors today. We sure appreciate you and your generosity and kindness and interested in international projects. We have two amazing entrepreneurs that will pitch today. What we'll do is I will first ask the Rotarian sponsors to introduce themselves one by one.
My name is Ken Corville, and I'm currently the president of the Meridian Rotary Club.
My name is Janice Holkerson.
I'm Jerry Madison.
I'm Renee Goodwin.
So it is my great pleasure now to introduce Cluxy Transportation and Rosemary. And so she is starting a new business to solve a customer need for transportation within her neighborhood. So there are a lot of people who do not have a vehicle. And so her business will use a motorcycle for transportation. She has hired a driver, and right now they are renting a motorcycle as they tested the market to make sure that it would be a viable business idea. They've been in business for 11 months, as you can see, and they have been steadily investing at least 50% of their revenue back into the business after expenses. And so they've grown their business up to about 500 a month, which is very exciting. And they also do Yango deliveries, which is very similar to Uber Eats or Grubhub or some of these. And Yango also delivers merchandise that's purchased via online shopping. So it's very common there. So these are the prices. So a taxi ride is $1, and for delivery services, it's $15. And they use that app so that they're known. This is a picture of the bike, and this is what the Yango deliveries are taken in. This is the motorcycle that they would purchase and the quote that they've received. And so that is what they're wanting to purchase. We have their income statement here, and it shows that they have been able to achieve some pretty decent margins for renting a bike, and that those margins will go up considerably if they're able to own their bike, and that they have the cash flow to sustain themselves going forward.
So I am Rosemary Chirufya. I'm Chirufya Mlenga Rosemary. I am married, and we have a 13 months old baby. Yeah. So about my business, as you stated earlier on, my husband is the one that advised me to start up this business. Because oftentimes before we had our own car, we used to struggle to go to our destination, going to church, we used to struggle. And then we looked at the community. There were other people that were also struggling. Then he told me, how about we come up with a business? So as we started, it was kind of a challenging because people, in Zambia, there are a few that have motorcycle. So when we came with it, people, they were so excited about it. And through that, we ended up having lots of customers because a lot wanted to try it. And sometimes we even receive, because will you come and pick me at this time? Because we have few buses, but the buses, they wait until it's full. That's when they start off. So people, they get late to their working places, school going children, they will be late. So our business has brought a lot of curiosity, and same time it has added advantages to our community. So I love the business. We're excited, and we look forward to see it growing big.
One thing that struck me when I looked at the financials, for a one passenger, it's $1, but for delivery was $15. And that struck me as quite a difference in the pricing, and I didn't know why it was so high for the delivery.
So normally the delivery are expensive because you get the parcel from where, for example, we have a lot of malls here in Zambia. So if you get a parcel from a mall and you deliver it to where the person is, it's expensive.
How did you set the salary for the employee? I'm interested to know how you set the salaries for yourself and the employee.
So when I first started the business, it was kind of tricky for me to come up with the salary, because when we first started, we didn't have a lot of customers. But looking at, I first started to look around and see other motorbike, the fees they give to their employees, and not only to search how much other people they give to the employee. I also decided like to look around and see other workers how much they pay them, and I found most of them they were paying them the same salary that I give my employee. And I was like, if I give him less, definitely won't be able to manage delivering the best. So I decided to match with other people that have employed people. Thank you.
I have a couple of questions, if I can go next. So when you give your rides, you do one person at a time on the motorcycle?
It's two.
Two? Okay.
Yes.
And I guess when I'm looking at what you would like to purchase with the grant, if you get it, I noticed the price of the motorcycle is like 29,000 of your dollars, which is about $1,450 American. If we granted you $1,000, where would you get the other $450 to buy it?
So to be honest, as I said, the business has been kind of good, though we do not have the motorbike. So we have saved up a little that we'll be able to add up.
Rosemary, who are your competitors? Who will you compete against for the business?
Our competitors are the taxi drivers.
What do you think will make you different than other taxi? Because they move people more than one person at a time, right?
Yes.
So until you're able to purchase your car, how do you plan on managing just that one person at a time?
So for them, the taxi drivers, they are way expensive. That's why a lot of people, they have come to us for us to give them the light. They are way expensive. Like I remember even us the time before we had our own car, we would get them, we would spend most of our money on transport. So if I were to have even a small car, I would definitely make sure that I have the price that would be affordable for everyone in the community.
I noticed in your statement about yourself at the end, you said that you were going to go back to school for a different course. What would that be?
I am really passionate about doing law.
What are you using right now for your service? Do you have a motorbike now, or do you have a car right now that you're using?
We have had a motorcycle. It's the one that we use.
Okay. And it still works?
It works. It has mechanical issues here and there where we'll just fix, like we'll spend some money on it, but it works. Though it has some breakdowns here and there, but yes, that's the one we use, the one we have hired.
And it's one that you have borrowed or you rent, right?
We rent it.
You rent it?
And
Okay.
then we do the cashing every Sunday.
Okay, gotcha. So
Yeah.
if this happens, then you would get rid of that bike and use the new one.
So when we get the new one, it will be easy for us to return it to the owner and then focus on ours.
Okay. Is there any licensing required? Do you have to have a permit to operate?
Yes, we have gotten it. Like, since it's a new thing, so you need to go to LATSA, the one that's responsible with the road safety. So you need to sign. They'll give you a certain agreements, and they'll put a stamp on your papers to know that you are qualified for it.
In a bike right now, a motorbike right now, how much is that rent that you pay a month for that?
How much we pay for the motorbike?
The rent for the one you are currently using now.
Each week we give in a 1,000, I don't know how much 1,000 it is in dollar. Maybe it's around $50.
Store rent, is that just where you're storing the motorbike? I had a question about the store rent.
So when they talked about the rental, I didn't fully understand on the rental. So on the rental, I had to write the amount that I pay the man, the owner of the motorbike. But the motorbike stays in our yard because our yard is very safe.
Great. I had a couple more questions on the beginning of your intro. You said that you lived in a gated community where 75% of the people own their own cars. And so that would leave about 25% that might use your service from your community. Is that your primary target market? Is that immediate community, or can anyone reach out to you and use the service?
Anyone can reach out to us, especially the deliveries. When we are getting people in the morning, because people, they go to work, we have school going children, so we have lots of customers in the morning and in the evening. But with the deliveries, anyone books us, even other people from that do not live in this community.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And then related to the mechanics and the parts and the things you need for the motorcycle and the car in the future, are the parts and mechanics readily available when you need them?
Yes.
The next business that we want to discuss is, of course, our friend Foster's business, Bountiful Farm. And Bountiful Farm is looking at solving a problem of not having enough chicken in the country. And also they will be providing fertilizer. And so we can see here that beef consumption is experiencing extreme inflation, as is a lot of Malawi and Zambia. Inflation is a big problem. And so they plan to provide affordable chicken. And they have achieved some good net income of around 300 per month with a 24% profit margin. And they do live chicken and manure, as I mentioned. And one of their best customers is a local restaurant. Here is a picture of one of their chickens and the organic fertilizer that they will provide. And the chicks will be purchased for $200 worth of the loan money, as well as feed will then be the balance of that. And it includes some supplements, a heat lamp, and a tarp. And so he has also created an income statement for you to look at, and you can see that he has pretty good margins there, and they are expected to go up after being able to invest in the feed and in expanding the operation. Cash flow statement shows that they will have enough cash to sustain themselves. So with that, I will turn it over to Foster.
Thank you for the intro. As you have introduced, my name is Foster Sunday, and I'm married. I have a son and a daughter. Mostly, like, I'm into farming. That's to do with broilers, the chicken. And once I've received, awarded with this grant, I plan to utilize these funds to expand my business operations, and this will enable me to double the monthly output and also increase the sales, and also ultimately maximizing the profits.
Started, Foster. The income statement that you gave us, I can't remember the date it went through. Let's see. When, well, part of it, I thought you completed said you're in business for 3 months, but
Yes,
that was several months ago. You've been in business for about 7 months now?
yes, yes.
Okay. All right. That's what I thought. Because, and the amount of chickens that you have right now, is that about 250 that you currently have?
No, not 250. For now, we have managed to put in like 130.
130?
Yes,
Okay.
due to the capital that we have right now.
And pardon my ignorance, but how long does it take to raise from the couple-week-old chick that you get to you sell them?
All right, okay. So probably it's 6 weeks from the day that we have purchased them.
6 weeks is all? Wow,
6
that's
weeks.
very fast. How big are they when you get rid of them, when you sell them?
They're like big. Sometimes they weigh as 2.8 kgs.
Wow.
Yes.
All right, that's faster than I thought. So the turnover's pretty quick then,
Mm.
by the time you get them until you sell them. Okay. And I think you wanted to buy around 250 of them now.
Yes.
Would that all be purchased at one time, or is that going to be spread out over a period of time?
Yeah, that's a good question. So probably because of the demand, it's more like we buy like one time and also sell them one time. So our goal was like to split them in phases, having a space of like 1 to 2 weeks, so that we should not create a space of waiting for them to mature or to reach the setting, the setting stage.
I did have another question that in our country, we have a big problem right now with what we call the bird flu or avian flu
Hmm.
that is devastating our chickens that we have here, that they're having to be, the whole flocks are having to be put down or killed because they're sick. And I know there's some of that flu in Africa, and I don't know if you have that in your area or if that's a concern of yours, or how would how are you going to handle that?
Yeah, that's a good question. Probably we normally follow what you call it, the healthy procedures when it comes to chickens. Normally, we have the vaccines and also the antibiotics that we normally provide.
The selling of the manure for fertilizer, what percentage of your business would that be?
25%.
So right now, how many customers do you have that buy your chickens?
Yeah, so when I started, I had like a handful of customers, but because of the challenge that we do have currently, I see that I have doubled the number of the customers. Normally, that it won't take that long to finish selling. Sometimes it just take me like, let's say, 4 days, 5 days, then it's gone.
I had a question on your future. When it went in there, it went from your transactions of units sold, revenue per transaction. You're going from like $3.83 to $7.15. You're expecting that much inflation? That's almost double the price of a chicken.
Yeah, that's true.
See, like
Since
you go out.
yes, that's true. For now, because since the inflation has hit us and things has gone up.
There for you. Some of the things I think about are work-life balance and support. And I noticed that you are the one employee. How would you get help if you needed assistance or needed someone to step in for you?
Yeah, that's a good question. So from the assistance, normally I get it from my wife, and sometimes I do also have a friend who sometimes come, who is also learning from me. He wants also to start the same business. So somehow these two people, they kind of like help when I need like an assistance from them.
I had a question in the picture on the, I also had a question about the manure. So in your future state, when you have crops and other things, do you have some ideas on how you might just like recycle your manure, and what kind of crops are you thinking you might grow?
Since it's the goal that I have is to have a diversified farming. That means having a range of type of a different type of a mixture of crop a mixed cropping. So I kind of like to have these manures to apply like in maize farming like corn,
Mhm.
and also apply them in using them in cabbages, in vegetables.
Are the vaccines for the chickens readily available? Is the supply chain pretty solid?
Yes, yes, they're available.
Business plan, it mentioned that you are currently selling to one restaurant. Do you have a goal to reach out to more restaurants and sell bigger quantities?
Yes, 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 that's true. Yeah, so our goal also is to expand. It's not only to reach out to only one customer who was that restaurant, but also to go further to other restaurants, even also hotels and also supermarkets.
So you have a marketing plan to go ahead and reach out to all those places.
Yes, yes, yes.
Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, we had a very heated discussion. No, I'm kidding. And we really like what both of you are doing in your communities. And I think it's appropriate that we came in here today looking at the possibility of giving some funds to two different candidates. And we decided that we're going to do both of you for $1,000 grant to expand on your businesses.
I was debating, like Marat was debating, are they going to pick me or not? But thank you so much that you considered my business to be worth it. I'll make sure that I work extra smart so that it may continue excelling rather than just getting the money and then it dies. So thank you so much to everyone that has decided to sponsor me. Thank you.
Foster.
Uh, Thank you for this opportunity, and also for considering my business proposal. I'm so much grateful uh, for this grant. I know that this means a lot to me, and that it will bless the life of my family and also for the people in my community.